Welcome to the St. Michael Wild Cardinals Network podcast. I'm Rocco Faiupu, junior here at St. Michael Catholic High School, as your host today. And I'm chatting with Mr. Tony, head of the media team at Wild Cardinals Network and the brain behind our school's YouTube channel. Well, let's dive in. Mr. Tony, tell us about the origins of the St. Michael YouTube channel.
I can't take credit for that. That was Mr. Langford and Jerry Marlowe, Billy Langford, and Jerry Marlowe and Robin Rockstall are really the brains behind the outfit. They started thinking about this right when the first season that St. Michael had football. Mr. Marlowe and Mr. Langford were involved in Archangel Radio, and their dream, of course, was to add video to that commentary that they were doing. And this is just the efforts. It's taken 6 years to get to this point, but this is just the efforts from there.
Right. That's a good group of guys right there. Can you tell us how you would make content on per se like the YouTube channel or like any videos or?
Well, of course, now what we're looking for is, for the most part, what I'm worried about is the athletic side of the YouTube channel. And Mr. Marlowe, of course, being here at the school, he handles all the daytime masses and things such as that. So I'm mainly live content. And so live content is show up at the event, get everything set up, and call the players' names as clearly as you can.
To follow up that, how does the Wild Cardinals Network help our school community, for sports or school events?
Well, it gives a lot of highlights the effort of the students here at St. Michael, both on the athletic field and off. There's a lot to put on to a live event, whether that be a football game, wrestling match, or a basketball game, soccer match. There's a lot going on in the background. And so we kind of try to highlight the efforts of the students the best they can. And then, of course, the students, hopefully they might be able to use it as a recruiting tool, perhaps, whether that is through athletics or just simply showing that they did extracurricular activities.
Highlight reels from it, yeah.
Correct.
That's cool. Because you're the head of the media team here, what are the toughest parts of leading the media team?
Well, much like coaching a team, you've got different talent levels at different positions, and that talent level hasn't been coached up yet. Or they haven't realized that they have a talent for voice, like yourself. You have an excellent voice.
Thank you.
On the air and that kind of thing. And people wouldn't really realize that unless we were doing this.
Right.
It can also lead to fantastic careers after college, directors of informations and things such as that at different colleges. So this can lead to a lot of different things for the students.
Yeah. We had the other day we had a college, ambassador come over here and share and talk about it. And they were saying you could get in a lot of classes for media class and technology. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There's a lot of jobs in the industry people don't think about. Yeah. If you think about a NFL football broadcast,
you just never see them. They're not
correct. Now we see Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, but there are probably 30 or 40 other guys running around that field making sure that they look good and sound good.
Right. Can you tell us one of the coolest projects or the most exciting project that you've done here as the head of the media team, or I guess a cool video you thought of or interview?
Well, it's been a thrill to interview the different coaches throughout the year, but I really didn't start this until just last winter, and so the biggest thrill was actually turning on the switch that first basketball game and just saying, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to put this together? And that kind of thing. And so we just grew from there. And really it was that first broadcast was almost silence because you're nervous, you're wondering what's going on. But once you get into a rhythm, the game starts just like a player. You start to get into a groove as well, and you start to pay attention. You start to drill into what's going on in front of you. And it's just a reaction at that point.
Right.
But that was the biggest thrill, turning on that switch for the first basketball game. Yeah.
All right. Well, how does our network, your network, as the Wild Cardinals, help the students at our school get to know more about what did they get to learn more about in that class?
Of course, in production, it's behind the scenes again. The cameras, the electronics that get involved, the effort that has to go on just to get Rocco's face on a camera. There's a lot that goes in behind it. We've got a lot of equipment set up here just in the studio.
Yeah.
We're building our new studio.
It's a blessing to
so it's just, there's a lot of small things to it to get to where we're standing right now.
Right. And I want to ask, where do you think, this is more of a sidetrack question, but we learn a lot about AI in Mr. Marlowe's class because a technology class. Where do you think that is headed? think it's a good
For
thing?
us, I think that's a fantastic thing, actually, because you start looking at a studio situation like this, we can put a green screen up behind us,
Yeah.
and we can start putting backgrounds behind us, whether that
Put a
be
sunset.
the cathedral in Rome, or something like that. We could have the Archbishop come over here and interview us, and we could have the Pope's residence in the background. So there's a lot of different things you can do with AI that are good. It scares me a little bit that somebody might be able to
Yeah.
recreate my voice or make me look
Yeah,
like
that
something.
All right. And how do you think? Because we built a new stadium, and there's a booth up there. And how do you think we're gonna use it, or you'll use it as like the media guys out there?
Well, that's the heart of the team. We're hoping to have 11-person crew
Yeah.
next year, and 5 of those guys will be in the broadcast booth. When you've got 3 callers, including an analytical guy, play-by-play and color, then a producer and an engineer, all in that broadcast booth. And that engineer is going to make sure we have replays and things such as that. And then you've got the 5 people out on the cameras and the roving reporter. So there's going to be a lot of movement, and that little broadcast booth is going to be the heart of everything. So
And you'll be up in the booth, correct?
I will be up in the booth, correct?
Do you have any like advice, or I guess like I don't know, like something you would say to other students that are looking at this career or like looking at this class, and just making them interested in taking this class next year?
I would highly recommend it to anybody, because not only do we do the live events and the interviews such as this, but the social media part of it.
Right.
And that's becoming such a big part of our lives as we go forward. And so to learn different things about audio and video and how people are doing that in the background, and being able to add that to maybe your family page, if that's how
Right.
simple you want it to be, or you can build beyond that. There are so many podcasts nowadays, that you can drill into, and YouTube channels of people telling you how to fix a table, stuff like that. So it's really, it's a way for just somebody to expand on their current knowledge and use it in all sorts of different ways.
Well, that's a wrap here. Thanks for tuning in on the St. Michael Wild Cardinals Network podcast. Big thanks to Mr. Tony for being here with us. Again, my name is Rocco Faiupu, junior here at St. Michael. Stay tuned for more interviews and events, such as sports events and concerts and any other sort of things. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals.
Now, there's a big difference between moving up close and